close, but give me your attention. Come on over. Are you guys in line for an InBody scan? Okay, cool. Good deal. Okay, guys, welcome back. Are we recording?
Yes.
Awesome. Welcome back. How's it going? Good. Okay.
Fantastic.
So, so how many of you still need to InBody scan for this week? You haven't gotten your numbers yet? Okay, cool. So maybe we'll do the InBody review at the end?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. We're going to go over your scans at the end of the meeting, so hopefully everyone's gotten through the scanner by the time we're done with that, okay? Good. How did you guys do on hitting your protein target every day? How many of you really did it? You measured, you logged, you really hit your protein target. Fantastic. For you, how do you know you hit your protein target if you didn't measure?
Just knowing how much protein things have.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. How many of you found you were eating a lot more protein than you're used to? Raise your hand. Sure. Okay. So adjustment for some of you. Awesome. Good. How many of you got 8 hours of sleep last night? Last night, 8 hours of sleep. Nice. 8 hours of sleep the night before. Oh, dang. Okay. Wow. 8 hours of sleep the night before. The night before? How many of you know you got 8 hours of sleep every single night since I saw you last for this meeting?
I laid in bed
Good.
for 8 hours.
Good job. That's how it begins. No, but really, right? So Tamara said I laid in bed for 8 hours. Well, that's fantastic. There's no possible way you're going to be sleeping if you're in the kitchen cooking. So you need to be in your bed for 8 hours. That's the first step.
You're telling me you don't sleep cook?
I don't sleep cook. As soon as I figure that out, I'll let you know. Good. How many of you got 5 to 6 workouts since we last were here? Good.
Nice.
All right. Excellent. And then, okay, here's the question. Now, this happens to everyone. It's nothing to be ashamed about. It's part of the plan, guys. How many of you went off plan at some point in the last 7 days? Good. I want you to hold up the number of times you went off plan. Okay, very good. And for those of you who have InBody scan, did you still get results? Raise your hand if you still got results despite going off plan 1, 2, or 3 times. Good. On your InBody scan.
Results means you lost fat.
Lost fat, gained muscle,
Yeah.
improved
Percent
health.
body
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Good. So that's one of the really important things to experience during the quick cut is that you can screw up, you can go off plan and still get results. There's no reason to have shame attached to that or be upset about it, right? If you're like me, you're a perfectionist and you want to be perfect all the time, but it turns out that doesn't quite work out when you live in this world, right? And so going off plan doesn't have to be a reason to go off plan for the rest of your life, right? Anyone ever did a diet? You went off plan one time, you're like, screw it, there's no point, right? And then 1 year later, you're like, I guess I probably should try something again, right? Okay, good. So we're trying to like undo those habits, undo that way of thinking that like, screw it, there's no point, and just abandoning ship. Okay, cool.
To yourself.
Oh, it's me. Okay, so this is a reminder of the purpose of the quick cut. And the purpose we have for you is we are trying to put you in this rigid box, right? Your do's and your don'ts. You've got the do's inside the box and you've got the don'ts outside the box. And then as you go about your life and you're trying to implement living in this little box, you run into problems. Oh man, I forgot to pack my lunch today. Or I left my lunchbox at home. Or whatever, right? You run into problems. Or I just ran out of time and I didn't do any cooking this weekend. Those are the problems we want you to run into because in those problems, you are going to get to employ creativity and effort in order to find a solution. And as you do that, and as you try to find those solutions, you will start to develop your own ways of going about your life inside the box. Okay? So traveling, you're in the airport and You brought nothing with you. What do? Right? Well, now you're in the problem. We want you to have that problem because there are solutions in the airport. You just have to go find them, right? You are driving around town all day and you don't have time for much, right? It's like, okay, I usually would just drive through Carl's Jr., but I know that's going to be difficult to find things on plane. You could still do it. So maybe I'll go to Safeway or Trader Joe's or whatever and grab something. Does that make sense? And so that's what the purpose of this is, of having you guys in this tight box. Make sense? Yep. Okay, good.
Did anybody have any like creative problem solving they figured out or they're proud of? Well,
I'm on the road all the time, and I bring my lunch,
Yeah.
and I just eat, like literally eat as I go. And sometimes I don't have a microwave to heat my chicken apple sausage up, but that's okay. I just eat it cold.
You learned you can eat your food cold.
I can
Yeah.
eat my food cold.
That's true.
And, like, or whatever I have.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just eat it cold. Broccoli, I mean,
Yeah.
Nice.
You
There
just
you
kind of
go.
get over the old standards of it has to be heated and it has to be eggs for breakfast or it has to be this or how you get over it.
Yeah.
well, I eat eggs. I just eat them as I drive.
Yeah.
I think just the idea of getting used to being whole foods is a little easier when you have it to go and have it packed. Like I always have my lunchbox like on me all the time, so it's like packing all the snacks. They're essential, and I know they're gonna provide enough protein or enough energy for that time being, for that short window, because you know you have to come back home and eat.
Right.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
Good. Sonia, what was yours? It's early. Yeah. Did you have one, Ed?
What?
Oh.
Yeah. Didn't prepare dinner. We had frozen pot pie leftovers from pre-diet, so we ate one.
Oh, that was your off plan. Yeah, we were talking about creative solutions for staying on plan.
I was reading an email. I was in the airport and I started reading everything to find one thing that I could eat. So egg whites or egg whites with coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, very good. Yeah, Sonia.
Sonia.
So I don't drink coffee because I don't like coffee, which, okay, go ahead, Jeremy, it's fine.
Check. Done.
But like, we can't have any sweeteners, and I usually have like stevia or like I have like this little fizz stick that has green tea, whatever, but it has sugar, so I can't have it right now. And
Forever.
So I've been having to drink like iced tea, like with nothing, and it's not like delicious, but it gives me caffeine.
I see. You're solving the problem of how do I get my caffeine when I don't like the taste of coffee, black coffee. Got it.
Or even I don't love the taste of iced tea like that, but I do.
Well, I mean, there's other solutions to that too. There, you can just take caffeine. You can literally just get a pill of caffeine and take it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. All right, guys. Really good.
Cool. So our last week we focused on protein. This week's going to be focusing on our health outcomes and our fruits and vegetables. Right? How many people have done the 800-gram challenge in the past with us? Okay, cool. So the 800-gram challenge, we're going to talk about where it comes from, but it basically says if you eat 800 grams, up to 800 grams of fruits and vegetables, we get a lot of health outcomes out of that. Longer life, better health across the board. So that's going to be our focus in this week, is focusing on getting that much fruits and vegetables. This is where it comes from, right? So there's what's called a meta-analysis. So meta-analysis basically looks at a whole bunch of different studies and puts all the data together, right? So this information came from 95 studies. There was 2 million participants, and figured out, okay, this study says this says this. Let's put this data together, and this is our outcome, okay? And so what they found is consuming 800 grams per day, or about 10 servings of fruits and vegetables, were linked to significant health benefits. What are those health benefits? One, about 24% decrease in heart disease, 33% decrease in stroke risk, 13% decrease in cancer, and you put all that together, and 31% decrease in all-cause mortality. So all-cause mortality means any cause of death, right? So that's pretty impactful, right? That's 30%, it's a third, right? Where we see that decrease. Basically what it says is that if we have this much fruits and vegetables, we're going to live longer, right? The chances of living longer are a lot bigger. They also found that it's a dose-response relationship. What that means is we have, the more we do, the more response we get from that, right? So if you eat 200 grams per day of fruits and vegetables, you're only going to get a little response. If we go all the way up to 800 grams per day, that's where we're going to see the biggest response in that relationship there, that benefit. So as we come down to it, more plants, better health span. Okay? Cool. I think this is
Okay, so what does 800 grams look like? It looks like that. That's 800 grams of fruits and vegetables. We're talking about the parts you actually eat. So there's nothing on here that you wouldn't actually eat and consume. There's no pits. There's no, orange peels. The part that you're actually consuming is part of that 800 grams. So this week, we are going to work on getting 800 grams of fruits and vegetables every day. The way you do this is you take the part you're going to consume and you put it on a scale and you measure out how many grams that is, and then you eat it. Okay? Yes, sir.
Is there any benefit to eating more vegetables versus fruits? Should it be 50-50?
So for the study that was done, they didn't isolate fruit from vegetables. It was literally just all of them. There is definitely a piece in the 800 gram challenge that was put together by a clinical dietitian about variance and getting in the challenge itself, you got extra points for having, I think it was more than 8 different fruits and vegetables. Or maybe it was 5. So variance is good because different fruits and vegetables provide us with different things. So if you're only eating watermelon, which I've done, by the way, 800 grams of watermelon a day, it gets you there, right? But you only get what watermelon gives you. It doesn't give you anything else, right? That's the easiest way to get 800 grams. So if you're stuck at some point, just grab a watermelon.
One watermelon's usually 800 grams or what?
Not even. One watermelon, it depends. This will get a lot of us 800 grams. Yeah. Maybe 3 of us.
What's up?
I was gonna ask if the steaming your vegetables has a difference in the weight.
You can weigh it whether it's coming out of a can, whether it's frozen, whether it's steamed, whether it's chopped or whole. It doesn't matter. Just weigh it at any point in time. Don't make it complicated. Just throw it on there. Get your 800 grams. Eat it. You got to eat it. Okay? One of the ways that you can track this that really simply is a little Post-it note. If you are so lucky to get to be at home and eat at home all the time, little Post-it note next to your scale. Just write it down throughout the day. Strawberries, 200 grams, watermelon, 800 grams, done, right? Just kidding, it won't be like that. But just write down as you go throughout your day, and then when you get to 800, you're done. You can also use notes on your phone, right? The little notepad on your phone to track it each day. You don't need to track it forever. So just some really easy system for making sure you're getting the 800 grams. If you're already keeping a MyFitnessPal log, log all your fruits and vegetables in grams, not cups, not whole pieces of fruit. And then you can just kind of look through your day and be like, oh, there's 200, there's 150, there's 300, and add it up to 800 to make sure you hit it. Okay?
Is there a reason you don't want to go over 800? Or
You can totally go over 800.
Mm-hmm.
Remember what?
Yeah.
It's minimum, right?
Yeah.
The studies just looked up to 800. Didn't say we couldn't go more.
Yeah, so remember the dose-response relationship. The more you get, the more benefit you get. Okay, what counts? All fruits and vegetables, potatoes, beans, corns, and olives all count. Popcorn does not count. Any kind of processed corn, any kind of fried vegetable, nuts and seeds and dried fruit do not count towards your 800 grams. It must be in its basically unprocessed state. Right, so not ground up and created into a tortilla, right? So basically its whole state of the food. So you get all the fiber and you get all the water and all of that. Okay. Doesn't count towards your 800 grams. So the do's and don'ts still work for you. You can still have your nuts. It just doesn't count towards your 800 grams. So this week's focus, you're still doing your do's and don'ts on the quick cut challenge, but your focus is to get enough fruits and vegetables, which is 800 grams or more. Does that make sense?
Beans count,
Beans count into that?
right?
Yep.
Yep. So, why fruits and vegetables? Number one, like Ed was saying, if we diversify it, we get a whole bunch of extra vitamins, we get nutrients, we get everything from that, right? That's why we want to eat across the board. But the other really big thing has to do with our sugar levels, right? So a lot of people, who's ever heard, I shouldn't eat so much fruit? Anybody?
Yeah.
Right, we hear it all the time.
Turns into fat or sugar.
Yeah, it's over the years, it's gotten this really bad rap that fruit is bad. Right? It's wrong, okay? You guys can eat fruit. And this is why. So as we look through, our carbohydrates, fruits and vegetables are carbohydrates as well, right? But they have a whole bunch of extra stuff in them that helps to make sure that our sugars don't go crazy, right? So if we look at this is a little graph here that shows our blood sugar, red being out of range and green being where we want it. If we're eating our fruits and vegetables, they've got all those extra things. They've also got fiber, which is super important, because it helps to make sure that our sugars stay in here. Rather than getting big spikes up and down like we get from our candies and donuts and everything, our fruits, our vegetables have all this extra built in that keeps us within this range. We'll still get ups and downs, but they're not going to be big waves up and down. So that's why it's okay that we have fruit. It takes that sugar, spreads it out so that we never fall out of range. It keeps us in that nice balance there. And ultimately, these are the areas where we have problems, right? If we're always up in the red or down in the red and we're going up and down, that's where we end up seeing sugar issues and cholesterol issues and all those other things, right? So fruits and vegetables naturally keep us in this range. So that's what we're looking at for this.
Do you guys understand? So like if you ate 15 grams of sugar in a banana, okay? And then you ate 15 grams of sugar in a Jolly Rancher candy. It's still 15 grams of sugar, right? And so if we're really just doing the whole 15 grams of sugar is the same as 15 grams of sugar, we're not quite getting the point. So the difference is the banana is coming with things that keep you in a safe range in terms of your blood sugar. The fiber is actually slowing down your body's ability to absorb the sugar and the blood sugar doesn't spike like when you suck on a Jolly Rancher. The Jolly Rancher doesn't come with anything protecting that range. Is it making sense? So it's not equal. 15 grams of sugar is not equal to 15 grams of sugar in terms of how the body has to respond to it. And then when you have these blood sugar spikes and drops, that's when your body this is stressful for the body. When your body needs to stay in a certain range. And when it doesn't stay in that range, we get into trouble. Have any of you done a workout and you were in the middle of the workout, you're feeling nauseous, turning a different color, or at least I saw you were turning a different color, and your hands were shaking like this? Okay, do you know what was happening? You were down here, right? Your body does not like to go outside of that range, and it will tell you you're outside of that range. Has anyone overdosed on sugar and experienced the spike? And then you're like, whoa. I mean, we've gotten accustomed to it, but if you guys go down a venti frappuccino, caramel frappuccino from Starbucks right now, you could experience it if you wanted to, right? But it also makes you feel terrible. But here's the deal, that's what you're feeling, but the body is having to react to get you back into range, and it's those reactions that cause our major problems in our metabolism. It's those reactions. Does that make sense? Okay, it's not actually the sugar, it's what the body has to do to counteract what you just did to it. Yeah? Okay. Here we are.
That's it.
We're on week 2. So in week 2, your focus is 800 grams of fruits and vegetables. Continue to follow your do's and don'ts, but now we're just working to get up to those fruits and vegetables and get enough. And then, of course, your 5 to 6 workouts a week, and we're still sleeping 8 hours a night. Yes. Next week, we're going to have a whole lecture for you about sleep and its effects on, well, this is a lecture. Okay. We're going to have a workshop,
Yes.
a talk on sleep. Sorry, lecture's bad. We're going to chit-chat about sleep. Is that better? We're gonna hang out and
talk.
chat. Yeah. Good. So did everyone get their in-body scans by now?
Yeah, but can you, mine,
Yeah. So we're gonna go over them now. Huh?
I can't get into mine.
Click on the button on the bottom left.
On the bottom left?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So
Somebody told me.
let's talk about your in-body scans. Open up your phones. Let's look at them together. So we're going to start at the top with, we don't care about your body weight. We're going to scroll to your muscle mass is the next one. Yeah, can I? Okay. I love her phone. No, look at hers. It's so big. It's like a piece of
Pull it up
paper.
on there.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, we're on the history
History.
tab. Thank you. We're on the history tab. Scroll down until you see skeletal muscle mass. This means these are the muscles that move your skeleton. Just in case you didn't know. Okay? Those are the ones that we're looking at in terms of exercise. Well, yeah, we're not trying to like increase the size of your heart or your diaphragm, which are also muscles. Cool? Okay. Did it go up? Raise your hand. Did muscle mass go up? Raise your hand. You're looking at your chart. If your muscle mass went up, raise your hand. Okay. Did it stay the same? Raise your hand.
There you go.
Cool. Did you lose muscle mass? Raise your hand. Good. Did you lose more than half a pound of muscle mass? Raise your hand. Like it was pretty drastic. Good. So if you lost more than half a pound in 7 days, I can tell you right now, you did not lose more than half a pound in 7 days. That's not possible. So it will mean that your water has gone down. And that's actually really, it's really common during the first week of the quick cut when your sugar intake goes down, your carbohydrate intake goes down, because carbohydrates and water like each other. And so when you reduce the number of carbohydrates suddenly in your diet, you'll lose some water in your body. You can check that by scrolling down and looking at your water numbers. It went away. The next graph down is your body fat mass, and this is in pounds. You guys looking at that? Okay, fat mass went down. Raise your hand. Fantastic. Fat mass stayed the same. Raise your hand. Fat mass went up. Raise your hand. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to scroll all the way down to total body water. Total body water. Do you guys see that? Yes. Fantastic. Total body water dropped. Raise your hand. Okay. Total body water went up. Raise your hand. Interesting. Okay. Good. Total body water stayed the same. Fantastic. Good. So that is an important metric for knowing whether or not we can compare scan to scan. We're going to actually do a lot more on reading these scans, but it's something to look at. Yes, Abby?
So if you're looking at your body water and you're trying to look at it week to week, are you wanting your water to stay the same when you're looking to be able to compare?
Yes, basically, yeah. Now, females in particular have way more fluctuation in their water than men do because of our cycles. So the female cycle causes our body to retain water and then drop the water, and retain water and then drop the water, right? And so a really cool way to get the hang of reading your scans is to scan weekly and then compare your scan from last month to your scan this month in the same week in your cycle, okay? Because otherwise you're looking at something that is different. Cool? Good. Any questions? Yes?
I've been drinking a gallon more water than I used to, so I don't know if that's changed anything. But my body water has gone down since then.
So the body is going to hold what water it needs, and it's going to get rid of any water it doesn't need. It doesn't really matter how much you drink. If your body doesn't need the water, it's going to ditch it. In your pee.
Yes.
That's very significant. So 2 liters is huge. That's actually 4.4 pounds of water not in your body that was in your body when you scanned last time. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So for those of you that saw that muscle go way down, it's because that water is not there in your muscles right now, right? So it's kind of like we have a juicy steak, right, full of water, and then we have beef jerky. You look like beef jerky, so it's like right now, exactly, yeah.
You don't want to be beef jerky.
So it's
Juicy
just,
steak.
We want juicy steak. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Think about,
So-
guys, think about that, right? Like
Right.
juicy steak, it's pliable, flexible. You can move it around. It doesn't snap when you bend it.
Right.
Okay? You don't want to snap when you bend it, right? Okay. Definitely juicy steak.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, right? Like some of this is because of your dietary changes. So there is going to be some water change because of your dietary changes, like reducing your carbohydrate intake all of a sudden. So just hang in there. We'll see how it all shakes out. Most of the time it will just level out unless you're going to start intaking a bunch of sodium or, you know, running marathons on the weekend or something like that. That would cause you to not level out. But most of the time, as we develop this new way of eating, the water will start to level out. Does that make sense? Good. Yeah. What she said. Do you guys have any questions? Yes.
You know, I like the roasted pumpkin seed on my salad. Is that okay, or you can't have any seeds?
Pumpkin seeds are okay.
They're okay.
Yeah, they're good to go.
What's the significance of the green dots and the red dots?
So on most of the graphs, not all the graphs, the green dots means you're in a healthy range, and the red dots mean you're in an unhealthy range. But there's some metrics where that doesn't really apply. Yeah. Yeah, like the water. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah. Hey guys, I can't hear. I can't hear. Legumes? That's how I say it.
Yes.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, those are good to go. Yeah, those are on plan. Any other questions? No, not really. I mean, it's really hard to overdose on water. It's been done, but say it again. Yeah, if you like don't drink water at all, basically your body will get dehydrated. Usually it'll tell you to drink. Now, eating 800 grams of fruits and vegetables is really helpful because you get a lot of water out of fruits and vegetables, especially if you do it in watermelon. Just saying. It's coming. Good. Any other questions? All right, guys. Well done. Keep sticking with it. I'm really excited. Every time we do this, the whole gym gets leaner. It's the craziest thing to watch. Every time we do this, the gym gets leaner. As a group, we lean out. We drop body fat, which is super cool to watch, not just visually, but also in performance. As you guys lean out, your performance goes up. You're no longer carrying extra load that's not helping you do the work you're trying to do in the gym. So super exciting. We're happy you're doing this with us. If you guys need any help, just text us. If you don't have a food scale and you've never done the 800-gram challenge, you need to get a food scale. You need to weigh out the food and see what it looks like, okay? Good. All right, guys.
And one other thing, if you want in on the challenge, $20 in the jar and you'll write your name here.
Oh yeah.
That's for whoever loses the most body fat percent.
I gotta put my money
Can
in.
I bring it next week? Or no, I won't be here next week. But I can bring it.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Mm-hmm.